students. Today we're going to talk about fractions and how we use them in the real world. We're going to be making some homemade bread, old-fashioned buttermilk white bread. And this is just, again, a real world situation that you would actually use fractions when you're a grown-up. Here's the recipe, and you can see there's lots of fractions in here. We have water, buttermilk, vegetable oil, salt, brown sugar, flour, and yeast. And I'm actually having people over later tonight, so I need to make 2 loaves. So we're pretty much just going to be multiplying all these fractions by 2. So we have all the ingredients here. Got our yeast, buttermilk, nice and sour. And this is a bread machine. I know that making bread sounds like it's really hard, but it's actually really easy and it's very rewarding, and your friends will think that you're really cool because you made homemade bread. So first we're going to start with the 1/3 cup of water. So if we're going to double it, we're going to multiply it times 2, so 1/3 times 2. Or if it helps you understand it better with the fractions, you can write 2/1. And as we know, you just multiply the numerators and then the denominators. So we need 2/3 cup of water. So I'm going to go ahead and get my 1/3 cup, and I'm going to get 2/3 cup. Okay, I've added the water, and now we're going to add, we're just going to go ahead and add 2 cups of buttermilk because we know that 1 times 2 is 2. So here's the buttermilk. Okay. Next we have 2 tablespoons. Big T in recipes means tablespoons, and a little t like this means teaspoons. So we're going to 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. So we're going to do 2 times 2 is 4 tablespoons. Okay, now we're going to do our 1½ teaspoons of salt. Little t for teaspoon. So in order to multiply this times 2 in the easiest way, you're going to want to make this mixed fraction into an improper fraction. And this is Tyler. She's going to help us make our bread today. Hello, Tyler. You like fractions, don't you? Yeah, fractions are good. Okay, so we're going to do mixed fraction into improper fraction. So that's going to be the denominator times the whole number. That's the little trick. So 2 times 1, and then you're going to add the numerator in, so that'll be plus 1. You probably already know how to do this. So it'll be 2 plus 1 will be 3. And then you still have to keep the denominator to make it an improper fraction. So it will change into 3/2. Hopefully you're following me. If not, we can talk about it. So we have 3/2, and we're doubling the recipe, remember? So we're going to multiply it times 2/1. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. So then we're going to make it back into an improper fraction. And lo and behold, it's just going to be 6 divided by 2, which you should know is 3. So 3 is what we're going to put into our bread, 3 teaspoons of salt. So let's go ahead and do that. So now we're going to go ahead and do this 1/4 cup of brown sugar. A 1/4 cup is just like saying 1/4, 1/4. So we're going to multiply it times 2 because we're doubling the recipe. And this is Julian, the other cat that likes fractions. He loves fractions and he loves helping me cook. This is his little seat here on the trash can. Thanks for helping, Julian. So we're going to do the numerators, which will be 1 times 2. Then we're going to do the denominators, 4 times 1. And then we're going to reduce them. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So we're going to end up with 1/2 cup of brown sugar. So let's go ahead and add the 1/2 cup. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do the 3 cups of flour, but we don't really need to do too much multiplication with this because we know that 3 times 2 equals 6. So I'm going to go ahead and put 6 cups of flour in there. And I have whole wheat organic flour, so it's going to be very healthy. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and do the 2¼ teaspoons of yeast. So we're going to take our 2¼ mixed fraction, and we're going to make it into an improper fraction. So we're going to do 4 times 2 plus 1. We know 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And then we need to remember to put our denominator back in here. So we're going to have 9/4. And then now we're going to do our 9/4 and double it. And if you want to go ahead and do the reduction there, you can do that. So we'll end up with 9/2. And then we'll make it back into a mixed fraction. So 2 goes into 9 4 times with a remainder of 1. So we're going to end up with 4 remainder 1 teaspoons. And actually it's going to translate into tablespoons. And we haven't done conversions yet, but we'll learn that soon. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you for time's sake that it's going to be 3/4 tablespoons. So let me go ahead and put the tablespoons in. Okay, so now we've put in all of the ingredients and we have been waiting for the bread to rise. Timer's gone off. Oh, it looks great. Gosh, I wish you could taste it. It's so good. Alright, so this has been our lesson on baking and how we use fractions in the real world. And as you can see, it comes out pretty good. Even if you have to double it, you do your math correctly. So that's why we learn stuff like this in school, so that we can use it in the real world.